Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to Planet Coaster in Shady Gorge Park. And I know, it's crazy, we're doing Planet Coaster, what? No, so, if you know, Planet Zoo is out, and I've been doing an awful lot of Planet Zoo content. And if you're familiar with the Shady Gorge park, you might know that it's a park that I previously have only done on live streams, and then I did sort of these like update videos here on YouTube. Well, because I've been streaming Planet Zoo basically exclusively since it came out, I was like, well, I haven't had any time in Shady Gorge, and I still want to work on it. And I was like, you know what? There are no rules, there are no laws that say I can't do work in Shady Gorge Park if it's, not on a live stream. So that's what I did. And I decided to do a time lapse for you guys, which I actually haven't even really done too much. The very first episode had one, and maybe was it the last episode I did one? It was like a real short time lapse, but yeah, so I was like, we have our RMC coaster here, which we call Temple Runner, and it has not been themed at all. And I was always saying, like in live streams, like, yeah, we're gonna get to, start theming it out. And I always put it off, mostly because the coaster is huge, and I was sort of, I don't know, I want to say I was dreading it, but it was a tall task. There's a lot of stuff to do, and actually we don't even finish it in this video. But we start with the coaster, the station building here. And so, basically just keeping with the same theme. Obviously, it's called Temple Runner because the building and surrounding buildings are a temple. It's actually like one long temple that stretches across quite a bit of the park, or at least this half of the park anyway. And so we're keeping with the same theme because, we want it to match. We want it to, look similar. So since I'm streaming Planet Zoo over on my Twitch channel pretty much exclusively right now, I do plan on doing more of these videos for Shady Gorge Park, just since, I'm not going to be streaming Planet Coaster for a little while, just because Planet Zoo is so new and it's so much fun that we've been having a good time with it. But yeah, so here we're doing a little waterfall coming out of the building, which is something I've done on one of the other temple buildings, and just loading it up with vines, making it look old and overgrown. And it's turned out pretty well, I think, especially because honestly, when I started recording and building, I didn't really have a specific design in mind for the building, so I was just kind of winging it. And I mean, me, if you've seen enough of my videos, that I kind of wing my builds all the time. And then here I wanted to do some custom supports, because at least for this bit of the track that goes over the water before it heads up the lift hill. And so that's what I did. It's just simple little kind of custom supports. It's nothing too super fancy, but I felt like it needed it. I felt like it fit in a little bit more with the theme. I'm not planning on doing custom supports for the entire roller coaster, because like I said, it is a pretty massive coaster, and I just felt like this first part of the track needed it the most. And then right here I'm putting just a little wooden beam, because I was like, well, it's kind of like an actual big gap there with the track where it was not supported at all. So I just put a little wooden beam, some vines growing off of it, and it, I think that it looked pretty good. It's simple and it's effective, and it worked out. And of course, me, I really love doing all the scenery and just loading up with all the plants and foliage, and it turned out really, really well, I think. And then here I'm just placing some rocks down to kind of shape the terrain a little bit. And then I was like, well, if I do that, then I need another piece of the waterfall to kind of make it look like, the water's hitting the rocks, so it creates a second smaller waterfall off of the rocks into the water. So that's what I did there, and then, you know, just kind of outlining the buildings with lots of plants and stuff, making it, you know, keeping it with that jungly theme, if you will. And then, yeah, going back to doing another little custom support here for like this little kind of hump thing that goes over the water. I don't really know, I'm trying to think, I don't even really remember my reasoning for having like this little kind of hump thing that before it goes up into the lift hill. I think I was just like, this might be cool, let's try it out. It's always kind of fun. And then I was like, well, this support is a little bit bigger than the other one, so it probably needs a little bit of detailing. So that's what I did. We're just adding some like trim pieces around and just trying to make it look slightly more interesting, just because, you know, like I said, you do see more of this support than you do the other one, and it looked too plain not having any details on it. So yeah, just, you know, again, trying to make it sort of look like a natural kind of support fitting in with the theme, and it turned out pretty well. But let's go ahead and jump into the real-time gameplay. Okay, and here we are, so you can see what I was building in the time lapse, and there's some added stuff here as well that wasn't included in the time lapse because I didn't really think it was all that interesting, even for a time lapse. But yeah, so you can see here's our really fun station building, and I like the little water kind of hits the rocks and then comes off the rock with a second little smaller waterfall. And then this is our station building. It's nothing too fancy. You know, my original thought for this is that I wanted it to be indoors, sort of like inside of a temple. But, you know, after I kind of looked at it some more, I was like, well, it's a little bit more fitting, I think, if it's actually outside, and we'll just have sort of a facade temple building here. And I think, honestly, I think it works better that way. But yeah, so here we go. Here's like the custom supports we did. It's a little bit more themed out with the trees and plants and things. And then here's this one as well. I also did a third one over here because I also felt like this gap right here from this support to when it gets to the chain lift, like it was just too big of a gap. Honestly, I feel like there could probably be even something over here, maybe like another little wooden beam. But I decided not to do like, you know, get real heavy with the plants around this one. I just did some rocks because I felt like we had enough plants around here. And then also you can see I placed some plants around kind of leading up the hill underneath the lift hill right here. And then also right here, I did a whole lot of stuff, placed a whole bunch of rocks, again, just shaping the terrain. And then I also right here, I also removed the track supports in favor of a little bit more of a custom kind of look. So that it's actually not supported right here, obviously, but I think, I don't know, I feel like maybe because it's just like a little straight piece that it kind of twists right here, that it's fine to not have like, I don't know, any actual supports right there. I think it looks better like that, especially like if you look at it through this way, because you actually don't, you know, this is about the guest height right here. Like you just barely see the red track, but I think it just looks so much better, and you see like the little hints of the plants and rocks back there. And then I did a little bit over here as well, kind of where the track kind of wraps around on itself. And this tree actually creates a little bit of a, I'm drawing a blank on what it's actually called, but like the little head chopper kind of effect where it looks like you're gonna hit your head on it, but it's actually pretty far away. So that was cool. That was like sort of like a happy little accident, I suppose. But yeah, like I said, this coaster is huge. Like, it's just massive. Like, look how big it is. It's gigantic. It's gonna take so long. But yeah, so like I said in the time lapse, I plan on doing more of those moving forward, just because I'm not streaming this right now. I'm not streaming Planet Coaster. So this way I can still at least get Planet Coaster content out for you guys. And plus, you know, we've been working in this park for over a year now, and we're only halfway done. Not even halfway done. This is half of the park. We still have this half over here, which, oh yeah, by the way, one of my Discord community members designed this roller coaster for me. I placed it here because we are going to use it on this half of the park. I do have a Discord server. If you're interested in joining, you can do things like design roller coasters, and, you know, if I like them, I will put them in my park. Link for that is always down below in the description. But yeah, so lots and lots of work left to do around Temple Runner. I built up the terrain right here, which I actually don't kind of like it. I don't know why I left these, like these little pot marks there. I don't like those. But that needs worked on. It was actually like one of the last live streams I did with Shady Gorge. We worked on this little area, which still needs finished as well. So yeah, lots of work to do, but hopefully you guys are excited that, you know, we're kind of getting back into Shady Gorge, because I know I only ever streamed it on my Twitch channel. I don't stream on YouTube anymore. So all my live streams are over on Twitch. But I think it's great that we get new content out for you guys, and we go back to the kind of old school time lapse that, you know, I kind of started with, and going back to that, and I think it's cool. So yeah, there we go. Hey, let's go for a ride. So as always, be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.